Okay, Gold Team, today we've got Kaitlyn Williams with us from USA Mortgage. I know a lot of you have probably met Kaitlyn and worked with Kaitlyn, but Kaitlyn, we are so happy, proud that you are with us as a Gold partner, and really appreciate you taking your time out today just to chat.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here and to talk with you guys for a little bit today.
So, Kaitlyn, this has been a crazy world, right? The
Very
last,
crazy.
15 days to stop the spread, and here we are in February.
Right.
What's your world been like?
It's been crazy. It's been absolutely crazy. Obviously, interest rates are at all-time lows, so the
Yeah.
refinances are just through the roof. But the purchases are too. I mean,
Yeah.
I have to say, with all the doom and gloom, there have been a lot of people out buying houses, especially in these winter months through December, January, February. I'm busier with purchases than I have been in the past. And I don't know if that's like the trickle off from people that were shopping through the summer and didn't get, were outbid numerous times and had to just wait it out. But we're busy.
Yeah, they had a thing in the Wall Street Journal. I guess it was towards the end of January, where the trend is not as it always goes and flows back up to spring. It's just continuing on, which
Yeah.
I guess you're right. Maybe that's just the catch up of when people started to get back out into the market once they were scared to death, and then people. But yeah, we have a lot of agents that had the best year they ever had. And it's looks to be the interest rates might stay low for a while.
I think that's what they're saying. So that's good. I mean, I think that makes buyers feel good.
Yeah.
That they're
willing to buy
to
more for their money.
Exactly.
Bigger house.
Right. And so I think it's a great time.
So, Kaitlyn, when agents, are getting into the whole, thing of they're all excited about getting somebody, and whether it's buy or sell. When they call you, what's your process? Like, what's Kaitlyn's world when the contacts happens?
Yeah, so I can kind of walk you through how that, because I know there's usually a lot of questions about like how exactly does that work? What's the timeline?
Yeah.
My first step, I always like to have an initial phone call. I know a lot of the younger people, I'll get a text or an email, but I always like to have a quick phone call, even if that's the only one, but just to kind of get to know them and get an idea of, really what they want to do, where their comfort level is, what their goals are. And then from there, everything is pretty much done virtually. So I have an online loan application where I send them the link. They can fill everything out. It's done questionnaire style. So it's very user friendly and easy for them to get through. That process really only takes 10-15 minutes at the most if there's two borrowers that are going to be on the loan. And then once they complete that, then the application comes to me immediately through my email. And I'm able to review everything. I can pull credit. I'll run their file through the automated underwriting system. And at that point, we have a pre-qualification letter. So the process.
I bet that phone call up front helps you a lot. I mean, from your standpoint, but it probably puts them at ease, because a lot of people, you deal with hundreds of loans. Somebody's going to deal with maybe 2 or 3 in their lifetime. So it's such a new experience every time trying to figure out where you are.
Right. And you can get so much more information by having a phone call than you can through text. I mean, you really get an idea, okay, are these people nervous? Is this like something that is just totally overwhelming to them? Are they like very much numbers people and want me to send them breakdowns of payment option? You get the feel for the personality and can kind of adapt to that. So that's really my main goal of just that initial kind of consultation call. But then from there, I mean, once they fill out the loan application online, it's very quick. We can get a pre-qualification within 1 business day. Okay. And then what I always recommend, and we're lucky because we just got this functionality back because we were so swamped since last March. Right. Our underwriters were just so busy that they weren't able to get to what we call our TBD or to be determined files, which are like a pre-approval without an address.
Okay.
And so what we do is we actually go ahead and collect all their financial information, and we can submit that to an underwriter just as if they actually were under contract. So then what we'll get back is a full approval letter signed by the underwriter. So not only, does that make them appear as a very strong buyer, but also we can speed the process up significantly once they actually go under contract, because we have all of that out of the way.
Right.
Then in that situation, all we're needing to do is get an appraisal, the title work, and the homeowner's insurance, so we can close much quicker, which obviously makes for a more competitive offer.
Kaitlyn, that's a big deal, though. It's done with no address. They go through the whole process, and I mean, in this day and age, when you're a buyer and you have the ability to move up the ladder, up in line, because if that just makes you more qualified when the seller's looking at their offers, because they're usually looking at multiple offers, and here's one that's just ready to go.
Exactly. And I'm always more than willing to get on the phone with the listing agent if they have questions, and just to kind of explain to them why our pre-approval letter is different than someone else's. I know a lot of agents are looking for a local lender, and that's one of the big check marks that they look at when reviewing offers. But just, I think it's important to explain to them that this isn't just, I got an application, I pulled credit, and here you go. That an underwriter has reviewed their pay stubs, their W-2s, their bank statements. So it's very solid.
So Kayla, I was going to ask you, how did you get into the world of lending?
Yeah.
What brought you here?
So I started my career in the financial services industry with Edward Jones. I was a financial advisor there for a few years. I had my Series 7 and 66 licenses. So I'm definitely a numbers person.
You are. Edward Jones.
That's what I like. But it wasn't just the right fit. I mean, granted, I was in that part of the finance industry during a crazy time, during the meltdown.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I came over, I transitioned over to the mortgage side, going on, this will be my 11th year, and I love it. I mean, I just, you know you're doing the right thing when it doesn't feel like work, and you actually enjoy getting up in the morning and going to work.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Yeah.
And I know that because we've been on other calls before, you've got a dog that you're not with today. Do you have two dogs?
I have two golden retrievers. They're completely obnoxious. That's why I had to escape and actually come to the office today so that they wouldn't be wrestling. That's usually what they're doing, is wrestling.
I think they knocked your computer off last time.
Yes, knocked my computer off the docking station. I mean, it's just chaos. So yeah, I have the two dogs, and then I have two little girls, 7 and almost 5.
That's great.
Yeah, so
I'm a girl dad. I have 3 daughters, so I totally identify with that.
They're the best. My husband says he's so glad because he knows they'll be wiping his butt when he's old, and if he did, they wouldn't do that.
Yeah, a guy's not going to do that.
No, so it works.
So, Kaitlyn, I know one of the things too that when some of the agents have worked with you guys actually have the ability to help them put a plan in place marketing wise. Can you kind of explain a little bit about what that is?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a top-notch marketing department. We have graphic designers on staff.
Movie quality videos that I've seen that you guys do.
Movie quality videos, amazing videos. We have teleprompters, green screens, the whole 9 yards. So, I mean, we're really able to customize a marketing plan for each individual agent. So some agents come to me and they know exactly what they want to do. They want to do door hangers or postcards, or, they have the plan in mind. And then some agents come to me, maybe brand new in the business, and they say, I don't even know where to begin. Like, what's a good first step just to start marketing myself? And so that's when we can sit down, we can get on a mail campaign. If you have a farm, we can start coming up with ideas. And that's really something that we can work on together, use the creative minds on the marketing team to help us with that, and really customize it for whatever kind of business you're targeting.
So basically they can sit down with you and the team members to kind of collaborate on how this would all come about and make it feel like their program, and then they almost in an automated way, it starts rolling, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. We can get you on a monthly postcard campaign where we tell the marketing team, okay, on the 2nd of every month, I want you to mail me or email me a proof of a postcard, you know, that's maybe specific for that season or the holiday of that month. And once you approve it, then it goes out. So it's really, you can do as much or as little as you want. It can be completely customized. And there is a binder there in the office in Chesterfield or Wildwood that has some examples of some of the pieces we've done. They're extremely high quality. And so, yeah, we've gotten some really good results. For us, you know, we want to do as much as we can to help you grow your business. And so this is one way that we're able to kind of give back to our agents and provide them with a service that's going to help them grow their business. And then in turn, you know, it's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah, no, and I think that the idea of having people to go to that because I think so many times the agent wants to do it, they just don't know what to do. And having people to sit down and talk to about, okay, well, actually this kind of works, this really works. And then you kind of start putting together that plan. And then all of a sudden everybody's where they want to be.
Absolutely. Yeah. They are so creative. They've done everything under the sun. So if there's any sort of idea, or I tell the agents a lot of times, just send an email. You'll get the marketing department's direct email address. I say, send an email to them, copy me on it. And just, even if it's like some bullet points of something that you want to get across, any idea that you have, and they will take that and put it together into something that looks amazing.
It's good to know.
We can absolutely customize anything. Or if you come to us and say, I want to do something, but I have no idea what, then we can kind of go through some of the other marketing campaigns we've done.
And that's good to know too, because I think sometimes that somebody might have just gone, where I find this happen is that somebody's gone through their business plan and they've got everything kind of set up what they want, but the whole marketing piece is kind of wide open into, oh boy, I need this, but I don't know what I need.
Right. I mean, there's so many different directions you can go in. I mean, even down to door knocking, neighborhoods, mailing to your sphere of influence. I mean, the possibilities are endless. And so we are kind of here to cater to whatever fits for you.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Kaitlyn, what else should we know about?
Trying to think. Well, we are very busy. I think there's a big misconception that, you know, the lenders are so busy with refis that, you know, the purchases aren't going to get closed in a timely fashion. And so that's something that I'm reminding agents that, you know, we're always prioritizing our purchases. So I've closed in January, I closed 2 purchases in 3 weeks. So
that's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, any time that's a short amount of time. But just know that our support staff, our underwriters, purchases are our bread and butter. The refis are icing on the cake.
Right.
But we are still, you know, we're meeting all of our deadlines. We can even accommodate short closings if that's something that, you know, is going to help. I know any little edge to win a property right now is important. So
true.
Yeah. So that is something important to note. And then also just, we're the #1 lender in the state of Missouri. So because of that, we have over 30 investors that we work with. So we're able to really shop each specific loan scenario for the very best interest rate, terms, closing costs, all of that. Where, I mean, we sell our loans to US Bank and Wells Fargo, you know, some of the really big banks that people would use because they bank there. but they might not have the very best interest rate. So I think that's something that because of our volume, we really don't get beat.
Yeah, well, you've got a lot of leverage that way, being the biggest in Missouri.
We do. And we're definitely not, there are times where someone will come in a little bit lower than us on interest rate, but I always tell people, still give me the shot, because we can always go run it up the chain of command and get an exception. We're not going to lose a deal over an eighth or a quarter of a point.
Well, and I think, Kaitlyn, that's one of the things that the agents that work with you say, that you really go the extra mile on trying to get every, you don't leave anything open. You close every door to make sure that everything can be done that can be done. So that's what ultimately everybody wants.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. And I really have to say, I think we have the best support staff in the business. We have some of the most creative managers, underwriters. So truly, if there is a way to get a deal done, we will find it.
Yeah.
And I think for me, obviously, that's reassuring, knowing that I'm not going to lose a deal because an underwriter tells me I can't do it, but down the street, someone else says, if there is a way to do it, we will do it.
Yeah.
And that just requires a lot of creativity, but we have that.
You might be just a little bit competitive, Kaitlyn.
A little bit. I don't like to lose.
Well, Kaitlyn, thank you so much for taking the time out. Again, we are really so happy to have you as a partner of ours.
Thank you so much.
Let's hope we're going to have a big 2021.
It's going to be a great year, and I'm excited for the year with you guys.
Great.
Thanks, Brent.